Let's learn how to crochet this pig's head. Let's take out the pink thread. Let's start by hooking the head of the pig. Magic ring first. Wrap the wire around your pinky. Put it on the index finger. Forms a loop on the middle finger. Crochet through the loop to hook the thread over. Winding thread through the loop on the crochet hook. This is a CH chain stitch. The CH does not act as a straight S stitch ES. First of all, on the first loop we'll hook 6 SC single crochet. Crochet through the loop and hook the thread through. This time there are 2 loops on the crochet hook. The thread is carried directly over the 2 loops on the crochet hook. This is ASC. These 2 CH chain stitch are a straight S stitch ES. We are going to hook a total of 6 SC. After we've hooked up the 6 SCs, take the coil off. Find the short wire, tighten it, pull to the center. There's no hole here. Then find the position of the first stitch. This is the chain stitch. The first stitch is here. Hook the thread through the crochet hook. And then bring the thread directly through the loop on the crochet hook. This is a SSSL straight ship stitch. And that's the first loop hooked. The next loop is on the crochet hook. This is a CH chain stitch. On the second loop we hook 6 ink increase. The ink is just inside each straight S. Hook tusk. Our first stitch. This is the straight S of our SSSL straight ship stitch. Through the crochet hook first ASC. And then another SC in this straight S. In this way the 2 straight S is an ink increase. A total of 6 hooks. After the 6 increases are made, we find the position of the first stitch. This is SSSL straight CH straight S. Both of these pins we are not using as straight S. The first stitch is here. SSSL straight and then straight S in this loop is a total of 12 stitches. Then make a CH. Next, we'll hook a third loop. The pattern of the third loop is ASC. 1 ink for group. Cycle through 6 groups of ticks. The straight S of this loop is 18 stitches. Let's start with the SC. Then we'll hook an ink in the second stitch. That is 2 SCs in the same straight S. This way 3 straight S are grouped together. Okay, last group. Let's find the first stitch. And then we make a H. Next, a 4th loop. The pattern of the 4th loop is ASC, 1 ink and 1 SC for group. Cycle through 6 groups. After straight S in this loop, it is 24 stitches. Let's start with the SC, and then we'll hook an ink. And then ASC. So 4 straight S as a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch SSSL straight. Next we make a CH. We'll start hooking up the pattern of the 5th circle is 3 SC. 1 ink for 1 group. Cycling through 6 groups. This round of straight S is 30 stitches. Let's start with 3SC. And then we'll hook and ink. This way 5 straight S are grouped together. Finish the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SSSL straight shape stitch, and then the first CH, and then the 6th circle. The pattern for the 6th lap is Toscs and N ink. 2 SCs for 1 group. Cycle 6 groups. The straight S of this loop is 36 stitches. Let's start with 2 SCs. And then we'll hook and ink. And then 2 SCs. So 6 straight S in 1 group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. Next, make a H, starting the 7th loop. The pattern for the 7th loop is 5SC, 1 ink for group. A total of 6 loops. The straight S of this loop is 42 stitches. Let's start with 5SC. And then hook and ink. That's 7th S in 1 group. Finish the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SSSL, straight another H. Next, the 8th circle. The pattern for the 8th lap is 3SC1. 3 SCs to a group. Loop 6 groups. After this loop, SSSL, straight is 48 stitches. Let's start with 3 SCs. And then we'll hook and ink. And then 3 more SCs. So 8 straight S as a group. Hook up the last group. We find the position of the first stitch, SSSL, straight. Then create ACH. Next laps 9 to 16. Or hook 48 non-additive SCs. That's 1 SC in each straight S. After each circle of SSSL straight, then CH, and then the next tick. Last stitch of the 16th loop, find the position of the first stitch, SSSL, straight. Then make ACH. Next, the 17th lap. The pattern for the 17th lap is 3 SCs and a deck decrease. 3 SCs for a group. Cycle 6 groups. The straight S of this loop is 42 stitches. Let's start with 3 SCs. And then we'll tick 1 December. The tick for deck is, let's merge these 2 stitches into 1. Pick this straight as flow. Both stitches are picking flows. Then crochet. Take the first 2 flows, and then go around the line. Bring up the last 2 outs, back to coils. After 2 solenoids, this looks like a deck. Next, 3 more SCs. Grouping 7 letters together. Hook up the last group. We find the position of the first SSSL straight, then hook ACH. Next, 18 laps, and the 18th lap is a rule of 5 SC, 1 deck for a group. Cycling through 6 groups. After this loop, straight S is 3 6 stitches. Let's start with 5 SCs. And then we'll hook a deck. That's 6 straight S in one group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SSSL straight and then another Ch. At this point, we can start by filling it with fiberfill. After stuffing the fiberfill, we'll start with the 19th row. The pattern of the 19th row is 2 SC, 1 deck and trusks, loop 6 groups. This round of straight S is 30 stitches. Let's start with trusks. And then 2 decks. Then 2 SCs. That's 5 SSSL straight as a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch, SSSL straight. Then set up ACH. The next 20 laps. We take 3 SCs and a December. Cycle through 6 groups. This round of straight S is 24 stitches. Start with 3 SCs. Then take 1 deck. That's 4 letters in a group. Take the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. Come down and set up a Ch. Let's hook the 21st turn. The 21st circle is a SC and a December, 1 SC for 1 group. Cycle 6 groups. After the straight S is 18 stitches. ASC. And then hook a deck. And then ASC. That's 3 S as a group. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. Then another CH. We can fill him up with some more cotton. After the cotton is filled, next we'll make 22 loops. For the 22nd circle, we'll hook 1 SC and 1 deck as a group. 6 loops. This loop is short stitches after straight S. Let's start with the SC. And then we'll hook a deck. This way 2 straight S are grouped together. Hook up the last group. Find the position of the first stitch. Next we make ACH. Hook 23 loops, 23 loops of December. That's 6 stitches. Then find the position of the first stitch. SSSL, straighten another edge. Moving line. At this point we can close the mouth to it a bit. Just pick the straightest flow. After tightening, let's give it a little bit of a twist. So that's the main part of the head, and that's it. Next, we are going to hook up the ears. First we have Magic Ring 7CH. Let's start with 1 Ch, and then 7 SCs. When you're done, take off the coil and tighten it. Then set up ACH. Flip the piece. Hook 3 SCs first. Then hook a double pin. That's 3 SCs in the same straight S. After hooking a double pin, we will continue with 3 SC. And now we have an ear. And then we fasten off and leave in end. And again, we'll hook him up with another one. Next, we'll do the nose. The nostrils. First, we wrap the wire around the pinky. On the index finger, pinch the thread with your thumb and middle finger. And crochet. Wrap the thread from back to front. There is an intersection at this point. Pinch the intersection with your thumb and middle finger. Then crochet, wrap the thread around and bring it through. This coil gives him a tight pull. It's ACH. And then we are going to make 4 CH. Winding tape over the coils. 1, 2, 3, 4. List the 4 CH. Then we go to 2, that's the first stitch. Begin the second stitch at the penultimate position. Through the crochet this half CH, that's where the center is. Pick the half CH. Hook ASC, and then the next stitch, and another SC, and then the next stitch. Crochet a W stitch. That is, 3 SCs in the same straight S. After we've done that, let's turn around and go over here. Hook a SC. Press the thread to it behind this one. And then hook an ink. That is 2 SCs in the same straight S. That's how it works. We find the position of the first stitch, SSSL ST. This is the first lap. Then we make ACH. Next, the second lap. We'll start with an ink where the first stitch was. Then we'll hook ASC. Then the next 2 and 3 stitches are ink. 1, 2, 3 are all ink. Two. 3. After the 3 inks are hooked up, let's hook up ASC, and then we'll hook A, then 2 more ink. Finally, find the position of the first stitch, SSSL straight ship stitch. Set up ACH. Fasten off and leave in end. Next, we sew the nose with white thread. We are on both sides of this. We'll sew 2 vertical lines in a symmetrical position. Don't pull it too tight. And now we've got the nose. Next, we'll assemble the ears. I've got it positioned. It's about here, starting at the fourth circle from the inside to the outside. That's about it. You can give it a little bit of a tweak yourself. And then we give it a stitch. Just take the row near the outside of this, fix it to this one. The head will be fine. Then wrap the threads around it. And give him this end here and this end here. Sew it up. Same stitching on the other side. And then we'll glue the nose and the eyes on. Let's get him centered. That's it. And then the eyes are probably right next to the nose. We'll start by gluing it on the nose. Glue it on here. And then the eye part. Then we give him a little blush. It's a little bit cuter. The pig's head is good enough for this look.